the community knows the church, and that's the metric for success. But just because that's been the metric for success, it doesn't mean that that is an indicator of health. Because a lot of times we will begin to, it's like we do things in the reverse order. We do something because we get affirmed in it, but it really, what we're doing has nothing to do with our mission, our health, our purpose. It's just a part of who we are, and it's an easy affirmation point. So a lot of churches will perpetuate that year after year after year, and they think they're doing well because this, senior adult road trip to the Ark went really, really well. And but the overall health of the church is not where it needs to be. And so that's something that I think all of us should really go to the Lord and take a look at our local fellowship and say, God, what are some areas? What are some systems that are broken? Every church has a personality, but the personality of the church begins to change when the church is going through pain. And what happens is you begin to act disjointed from, pun intended, just disjointed from really who you are, from your core values, from who you want to be. And what happens most often is churches will turn their focus inward. When they go through seasons of pain, we got to make sure sister so-and-so is good, and this person's good, and this person's good. And it changes the personality of the church from being an outward focused church to an inward focused church. And while there has to be a high level of pastoral care that's involved in any healthy church, we see that even in the book of Acts, that the apostles were serving tables, and they said, look, this is not good what we're doing. We've got to focus on the word. And so they hired deacons and deaconess to do that, so that they could focus on what God had called them to do, right? And so the same is true. We've got to have some internal focus. If we have none, then that's not healthy. But it's when the intention of the church is inward as opposed to outward.